Coming up, Bloomfield College students and alumni show off some incredible poetry skills. Then, we have a one-on-one talk with one of the coolest comic book store owners at Montclair. And finally, we have a manga-filled ending sure to leave you in awe. Hello everyone, I'm your host Erik McRimmon, and this is Art for You. And to kick things off, here are some incredibly talented artists here at Bloomfield College.
Black skin makes a statement of uncomfort. A statement of uncomfort to the people who cause my people pain and can no longer cause it.
Bloomfield College held a spoken word and poetry slam where students and alumni were able to share their creative works with members of the Bloomfield College community. While the event's purpose was to promote support of the arts, the winner of the poetry slam would walk away with a cash prize of $50.
First prize gets this $50.
One by one, students and alumni got to show off their creative works with topics ranging from personal experiences to social issues in their communities.
One word out of her mouth took my breath away. There was nothing to say. I was looking for words like food for someone ready to give up on Ramadan. I was starving for a conversation, but I didn't have the ingredients to make a 5-star meal for a woman who's been at the best restaurant.
Jeans and a hoodie are what he wears. Endless eyes watch for the wrong moves to be made. Pedestrians cross to the other side. Either avoiding interaction or awaiting his mistake to be made. One slip up and he's locked up.
Life lessons. Lately, life has been an empty bank account showing no balance between time and space as funds needed to recuperate after working and minimum wage ain't helping. It's time for job searching.
And in the end, Bloomfield College alumni Shaheem Smith was named the winner of the Poetry Slam and won the $50 cash prize.
It was out of all love, no malicious ways, nothing serious. Just coming out here to show love, spread that love, spread the good word.
My past calls, speed dialing, astral projecting, superpowered mindset is beautiful. Walking through the door, never to return. They like this, so I write this for the free mind, free world, beautiful, beautiful world. Great kings, beautiful queens, smile. Take up your eyes, live young and fly. We got it. My Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, Jamaicans, Trinidadians, and all my people know yourself. They want us to live like this.
Coming up, Jeff teaches us a lesson or two in comics.
I love it when people come in and say that they've never read a comic book before and just showing them all the different stuff that we have here.
Then, my friend Kevin will share with you how manga is becoming the new norm in today's society here on Art for You.
Crazy plot twists, interesting characters you just hate, It's just how things are.
Welcome back. Now, I would like to introduce to you a very special friend of mine who knows everything comics.
Nerd and dweeb is probably like the nicest stuff that anybody ever called me when I was in high school, middle school.
Meet Jeff Beck, owner of Eastside Mangs, a local comic book store in Montclair, New Jersey. The store is known for selling all things comic related, including books, manga, collectibles, and trading cards.
I was a big Batman fan, Spider-Man, Hulk, Iron Fist. Although when I was a kid, Iron Fist stuff was hard to come by. Nowadays, it's a little more out there because of the Netflix show coming up. But yeah, I would probably say that those are probably my core favorites.
Jeff's love for comic books goes all the way back to when he was just a kid, spending quality time with his dad.
My dad used to take me down to this bodega near the house. He'd get a Sunday paper and a cup of coffee and a buttered roll, and I used to get to pick some comic books off the rack or baseball cards. Those were usually my choices. And then around the time I was, I don't know, 12, 13 years old, a comic book store opened up in my town, and I started going there. It was a couple doors down from my grandfather's dry cleaning business. So I used to go there a lot, and it just kind of spawned from there. 25 years later, I decided to open up my own store.
And as a real down-to-earth person, Jeff understands the irony of when someone who made fun of him for liking comic books in the past now brings their kids to his shop to discuss the very same comics.
There's tons of kids who come in here, and even every once in a while I get somebody who I know from back in the day who called me names, who brings their kid in and talks about Spider-Man like they love the character. And I just think to myself, like, wow, back in high school you weren't saying that.
I love coming to Eastside Mags. It's like a second home to me. It's very welcoming. I love the owner, Jeff. He's like one of my best friends. Chris is awesome too. And all the events they hold here and everything, it's great. If I never know where to go and I'm just in the area, I love just stopping by, even if, it's just to say hi.
But in the end, Jeff wakes up happy that every day he gets to talk about a passion that has defined him his entire life.
I love it when people come in and say that they've never read a comic book before, and just showing them all the different stuff that we have here, and finding stuff, talking to them about their favorite movies and TV shows, and finding what fits, something that they'll be interested in. And then when they come back and say, oh man, I totally took home Saga or Paper Girls, and I loved it. It was the best thing ever. And to have that and them wanting to get the next issue or the next volume, it means everything. It's the best feeling in the world.
Finally, time for a dose of manga action. Japan has always been known for its appreciation and support of all art forms. One Japanese art form, however, that has made waves in recent decades is Japanese comic books, otherwise known as manga.
It's fascinating to me that that form of art, Japanese art, have been appreciated in other countries.
Professor Yurichiro Noshizawa teaches Japanese culture and language at Bloomfield College. He hopes that Japanese art grows to have an influence on the younger generations and to see emerging of Japanese manga and Western animation.
And I'm interested in the fusion of different forms of art coming together, but I have a great appreciation for animated work in general, whether it's considered anime or not. So yeah, I like to see this form kind of develop over the years and what it may become.
The fusion appears to be well underway. Take Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra, two highly acclaimed shows that aired on Nickelodeon. The two shows focus on martial arts styles, weaponry, and religious beliefs that are popular in Asian countries. The two shows were not only praised for the more mature plot and themes, but for also introducing Japanese culture to a Western audience.
What ended up happening was every now and then I was able to pick something up and read a book, but wasn't able to get too far in.
Meet Kevin Cross, a Bloomfield College junior. Kevin has been collecting manga from the time he has been a little kid. When asked why, he said he enjoys both the visuals that go with the text, as well as the plot and character development that goes with the stories.
For me, at first, it was just action. I wanted to see a lot of things. Later on, I got more interested in character development, story, all the plot and stuff that happens within the progression. Crazy plot twists, interesting characters.
Kevin believes that as society progresses, manga will become more popular, and it will be sold more in bookstores and read more in schools across the country.
I totally see this being a lot bigger as time goes on. I even read a few things where some schools are actually using this as like a reading material for like summer programs because it's just easier to read in some cases. And it's, for a lot of things, it's definitely a lot easier to read because it's not as taxing as a normal book where you're just a whole lot of words. With this, there's actual things you can see. There's visually things you can get interested in comparison to like a normal novel.
In addition to schools picking up manga, Kevin strongly believes that more bookstores will carry manga till it eventually reaches a new norm.
Like a lot of bookstores that I go into, Like at a lot of times that I do, they'll usually have like at least one shelf full of stuff like that. Libraries have them too. A lot of libraries, they have their own sections for it. Let's see, comic book stores, they're selling them now. It's definitely becoming a lot more of a norm.
Kevin couldn't be more right. Take Eastside Mongs, a local comic book store in Montclair that has their own manga section.
Oh yeah, we have a little manga section and a little for Naruto. We have Attack on Titan. We have One Piece. Our manga fans aren't so much that we can warrant having a giant selection, but we special order stuff for people all the time.
But whether you collect them for profit or enjoyment, Japanese comics offers an enjoyment that is unique.
I mean, I think comics are comics. Doesn't matter where they're made, as long as you're reading them. That's all that matters.
I do collect them for sheer enjoyment. I do love collecting these. In some cases, there are profit. Some series are a bit older than others, so will be a little bit harder to find. Especially nowadays when you can find something so easily online for free. But there are a few cases where some series have been a bit difficult to find, and I've seen some of those get really, really big.
This has been Art for You. I hope to see you all again real soon.